Has there been a time when you look at yourself in the mirror and thought to yourself, oh my god, I'm ugly and my body's just a piece of garbage? Cause I know I did. Now it's no surprise that at some point in our lives, most of us feel a little self-conscious of our body image because we're seeing all these influencers and actors in their primes and comparing ourselves to them and how beneath we are to them. For us, it's either we're thinking we're too fat or too thin. As for me, it was being fat. Ironically, I was never fat, but I was just so afraid of being like my uncle. Being the skinny kid I was not really overweight, but as I got older I started becoming a little more self-conscious about my body. As many of us do. Whenever I talk about my body shape to my relatives, they would just pinch my cheeks and just call it baby fat and say I was just a growing boy and would never get fat. But when you're growing up in America and having all sorts of junk food thrown in your face and the worst kinds you can eat, it can start having an effect on what you consider normal eating. It didn't help when documentaries and YouTube videos started coming out and talk about how fast foods are the devil and can kill you while they play those ads with horror music from the background. You know, the usual stuff. It got me to stop eating chicken nuggets for a time because I read an article talking about how a girl who ate nothing but chicken nuggets and she fainted for a lack of vitamins. So for a time I stood away from junk food and tried to eat salads because I thought that was all I needed to eat, but that lasted about a week because I didn't prepare salads right and I got bored of the taste. But I'm not going to talk about the food choices I made during my fast against junk foods. That's a topic for another time. I'm gonna talk about the methods I did to avoid getting fat even though I wasn't fat, but my crippling fear caused me everyday panic of the thought of getting fat. So here it is. In my middle school year, I saw this ad talking about Fletcherism, if I'm saying it right. In the ad, they talk about how chewing your food dozens of times until what essentially became liquid before you swallowed it. The idea was that by turning it into liquid, you essentially turn your food into just water, and water is basically low calorie, right? That was what the ad said. As you can guess, this is just total bullshit if you look it up now. But to little old me, I thought it was cool. If I just chew my food 100 times, then I won't get fat, right? So starting that day onward, I began to chew my food over and over and over again. As you can already imagine, chewing your food dozens of times takes a long time, so I just chewed faster so it wouldn't take so much time. Well, that backfired in two ways. One is that it hurt my jaws because I was constantly moving them to finish the process of liquefying my food. And two is that everyone kept looking at me weird. I'm pretty sure I became that kid that was chewing his food for over a minute at a time but chewing very fast. Eventually the whole chewing dozens of times just became too much for my jaw and I wanted to enjoy my meals. So I thought, oh, why don't I just blend my food into a smoothie and just drink it all? Cause chewing my food over and over is just essentially liquid. So what makes it any different from a smoothie? So one day I took out a blender with my spaghetti and meatballs and poured it in, along with some water, just to make it extra liquidy, and blended it. Oh boy, this is gonna taste so good! Blech! And that's how my Fletcherism phase came to an end because I blended smoothie of spaghetti and meatballs. Honestly, I thought it would taste good. Like those milkshakes or blended fast food where everyone kept saying it tasted so good. Hey, you gotta try out this smoothie I made. It's made out of McDonald's Big Mac, Burger King's Whopper, and Taco Bell's Crunchy Wrap Supreme. It's totally awesome. Liar! Not too bad. I mean, the only thing I got out was a sore jaw, weird looks, and a smoothie no one wants to drink. But that didn't stop me from looking at another way to stay thin. While I was watching TV, one of the actors said that way models stay so thin was to puke so they could lose weight. After I drank that spaghetti and meatball smoothie, I thought I should do that when I got the chance. There was just one thing. I was scared. I mean, poking my uvula was scary enough, but to force myself to puke the food out of my stomach was just terrifying. I don't know if any of you did it, but I was considering doing it if I started feeling overweight. But the idea didn't leave my mind because I thought that was a shoo-in to keep myself thin. But I didn't want to do it alone, or at least be alone when I did it. So one day when I started feeling fat, I came to my little sister and said, "Hey, wanna see me puke?" Huh? I soon explained to her what I was planning to do and she agreed to be there for me in case I passed out or something. So there we were in the bathroom. Me over the toilet ready to poke my uvula with my finger to puke my food out of my stomach. And I didn't do it. I chickened out at the last minute because the thought of touching my uvula and puking scared me. My sister called me a wimp for not doing it, but you know what? I say I made the right choice. It doesn't make you thin for a long term if you're going to eat the same amount of food, and if you're going to puke, you're laying out stomach acid on your lips and teeth, effectively destroying them, so I say I made the right choice. If you ever think about doing this, don't. That's how you develop an eating disorder. No! No! I can't eat! No! Can I have some water? For a time I had trouble sleeping because I kept staying up late playing my DS. One of my classmates said that sleep is one of the true factors of losing weight, and this is partially true. If you sleep for around 7 to 9 hours, your metabolism works around that time and you don't start craving for a late night snack. What was not good was sleeping too long, because your metabolism slows down and may cause weight gain. There's actually a myth behind this, the Sleeping Beauty myth, from the Sleeping Beauty story. Basically, if you sleep the recommended 7 to 9 hours requirement you are supposed to, your metabolism burns the fat if you eat right. But if you oversleep, you're basically just staying in bed doing nothing and causing you to gain weight. But at the time I thought, oh, if I just sleep longer then I'll stay thin. Plus it'll fix my sleeping problem. So I stopped playing my DS so late at the night and sleep. It fixed my sleeping problem, but it worked too well, and I would oversleep until my older sister woke me up. And by the time I got to school I was still asleep and took naps in school. As you can imagine, this was a total myth and me oversleeping didn't help. But at the time I thought sleeping longer would help me lose weight, so I kept at it for a few weeks. Honestly, I don't even know why I kept doing it. It didn't even work. I was just napping in my class while annoying my teachers because I wasn't paying attention to them. Really, I would have lost more weight by limiting my snacks.
Oh, I need a snack.
No more snacks!
And that's it. Those are the things I did to make myself skinny, but never actually worked. I know by now you heard this so many times in other videos talking about body shapes and how you should accept it, but I'm just gonna say anyway. Just come to terms with how your body is. If you're ever unhappy about your body, don't do the things I did in this video, obviously. I know it's hard not to compare ourselves to famous actors and models we watch online, but we're not them. You're you. Learn to love yourself, and if you ever wish to change your body, change it for your own happiness. Add a carrot in your plate sometimes, a broccoli or some vegetables in your diet, and limit your food intake to stay healthy. I know I have to, considering my diet doesn't have a single vegetable, so wish me luck. You know,